And here we go, another day here in Chicago for Bears training camp is officially in the books. And with that being said, we have more news, notes, highlights, observations from another day here at practice. And we're going to break it all down in the video, from the guys who are looking good, from how Caleb Williams played today, how the defense looks. We're going to break it all down. Before we jump in, like we always do, let's give a massive shout out to all of the Bears beat reporters out there who work so hard endlessly every single day of practice getting these videos out for us. Without them, the videos are not possible. So a major shout out goes to them, but more importantly, go follow them on Twitter. You're going to see 3 ats at the top left of your screen. That is just 3 of many different Bears beat reporters that post highlights and news, for training camp. So once you follow those, you're going to start getting recommended other guys to go follow. Please do that for me, because not only does it help them, but it helps me, and they do such a good job getting these videos out for us. Now, with that being said, let's kind of dive into the video. Now, Caleb Williams looks special. Now, I'm gonna say one thing. I think he's starting off a little bit slow, which is fine, right? You're going against one of the best defenses in terms of turnover ratio, right? Caleb Williams looks really, really good, and I think it's going to take some time, but he could be a special quarterback. The decision making is there, right? This dude is quick. He is really efficient when going through his reads, right? Now, no offense to Justin Fields, but there would be times where, he goes through progression A, and then progression B, and then progression C. By the time he looks at the next guy, he's getting sacked, right? But Caleb Williams is a little bit different. He goes through that transition at lightning speed. This dude is just quick with his decision making, which is what makes him such a good quarterback. He is able to read a defense and know where to go with the football in a matter of a second, right? So that is probably the one thing that has stood out to me with Caleb Williams, but he honestly had a pretty good practice. Now, again, we talked about how when you're in training camp, you want to see a balanced approach, right? You want to see the defense look good. You want to see the offense look good one day. You want to see the defense dominate. You want to see the offense dominate, right? You want to be very balanced. And that's what kind of today looked like, right? The defense looked really good during a team drill. And then, boom, Caleb Williams comes out of nowhere, leads a team down the field, and gets a big-time field goal attempt for the kicker in a 2-minute drill, right? Hits DJ Moore, hits Odunze, hits Keenan Allen, all 3 receivers getting involved, and boom, those are the things that we are looking to see during training camp. And there is one really good play in 2-minute drill. Caleb Williams converted with DJ Moore on a 4th and 3 to go along with a couple of first down passes to Keenan Allen and Odunze as well. A lot of running game today. Now, I think today was specifically where they're trying to get their run install going. So got to see Khalil Herbert, got to see, Roschon Johnson get a lot of, running plays here. And Khalil Herbert is different, okay? He is going to make it extremely hard to tell the coaching staff, listen, you got to pick to put me on the bench, right? And he's making it hard for them to make that decision because he's been so electric so far in practice, making a couple of big-time plays here and there. He's definitely a guy that we cannot fall asleep on. Cannot fall asleep on him. So that was interesting. Tight end room, Mercedes Lewis was back, right? We also saw, a guy in Gerald Everett. Gerald Everett back into the lineup here today. We didn't know how long he was going to be out with his injury, but it looks like he was back, ready to go today, which is huge. Now you got Cole Kmet, you got Gerald Everett, you got Mercedes Lewis, and then you got a guy like Steven Carlson on the back end as well. So that was huge. Ryan Bates was getting a lot of the action at the center position. We saw Coleman Shelton get yesterday's practice. The day before that, Ryan Bates. So they're going back and forth. I think that center position is kind of up for grabs right now. Now, before we get any further into the video, I need you guys to do me a massive favor. Hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Guys, it is free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and we're going to be covering the Bears throughout not only the rest of training camp, but preseason, regular season, film breakdown. Guys, we got you covered. Join the family if you haven't already done so. But with that being said, let's kind of dive back into the video. Now, Odunze was a big part of practice, obviously missing the first couple of days, but he looked a little bit more involved. The first couple of days was out there, but limited, missed a day, came back, limited, now full go. was beautiful to see, participating, making some grabs, building that chemistry, building that rapport with Caleb Williams. So that is something you love to see. Again, another light practice. I think pads come on in a few days from now, so that's when things will really start to ramp up, and things are going to get exciting. Once the pads come on, once we get some contact in there, oh, dude, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But again, defense looked good. For one majority of the team drills, dominated, looked like it probably could have been a sack on every single play. And, you know, the one thing I was curious about was to see how this defensive front seven was going to play. And Montez Sweat looks like a beast, right? Zach Pickens off the bench looks like he could be a difference maker. Austin Booker, as a 5th-round rookie, has been making some buzz already, right? Javon Dexter getting some PBU, some swats at the line of scrimmage. DeMarcus Walker, Dominique Robinson. They have so many guys here that want to be able to, you know, play within a role, want to find themselves on the football field at some point in time. And I think a lot of these guys are actually making a case for themselves to make big-time plays come regular season time. And again, they're going to have to prove it during preseason and when the pads come on. But for a first impression during training camp, some of these veterans are looking really, really good. So want to keep an eye out on those guys specifically. Getting back into some of the news and notes from the practice, I believe we had an interception by Greg Stroman Jr. He did pick off Tyson Bagent, so that was cool to see. Greg Stroman is a guy who's really trying to work his way up the depth chart here. Right now, sitting behind Kyler Gordon and Josh Blackwell. He might be a slot. He could probably, maybe, potentially play outside as well. But nickel is really where he is comfortable. So getting a pick today, very good to see from him. Braxton played a couple of series at left tackle, but still mostly Larry Borum was your starting left tackle for the most part. But again, they're trying to really figure out who is going to fit in where, who is going to be able to really make a name for themselves and jump out as a starter. And I think he's the guy, Braxton, is, you know, he could potentially find his way as a starting left tackle. We'll see what happens going forward. Montez Sweat had back-to-back plays where he had instant pressure on Caleb Williams. And again, we talked about a little bit earlier, probably would have been back-to-back sacks. But obviously cannot touch the quarterback. But overall, great day of practice, man. The arm strength is there for Caleb Williams. The arm talent, the awareness, the IQ, it's all there for Caleb Williams. Once he starts to put it together, man, I'm excited for this football team, man. I really am. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications. We'll be covering the Bears all year long, so make sure you guys are here for that. And